Hey guys, it's Allie from Allie Answers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the 12 things that you do not need to bring to assisted living, memory care, or personal care homes. Now we are going to leave out independent living because they have different rules. And I'm just going to tell you that these are all things that I actually saw people bring. So I'm not making any of this up. Okay, number one is knives. You do not need to bring your loved one serrated knives, pocket knives, homemade knives, swords, daggers, machetes. You don't need any of that. Maybe it's something that's been in the home for a long time and it was a decoration and you want dad to have it because of that. But you need to think that sometimes people who are in assisted living or memory care may be altered at times, may wander, and the last thing you need is to have somebody have one of those things in their hand. Okay, number two is similar to that. It is tools. So I did have a family bring in a big box of tools for dad, and it was fine when they were setting the room up, putting shelves on the wall, hanging curtains, but they actually left the tool set at the community, and they said that, you know, dad just loved his tools and just in case he needed them. And I get that. However, again, if someone is altered, and it doesn't have to be their loved one or your loved one, it can be someone else who wanders into that room. That is not what you want. You do not need someone who is confused or altered or upset who has a hammer, okay? A hammer, a screwdriver, none of those things are good. So the answer is no. Number three is actually an ordinance in most areas. It's against fire code and it is a violation for the community if they get caught. So do not bring heated blankets or heating pads. I know that sounds a little crazy because maybe your loved one likes a heating pad. However, there are reasons for that. Number one, it is a fire code violation because it is a danger for fires. And number two, it's actually dangerous for seniors. Most seniors don't have as much feeling in their skin and they don't actually notice when they're burning themselves. And I personally have seen that happen with someone that I love. They scalded the mess out of their back. So definitely not a good idea. Don't bring that. Number four might seem obvious. It's medications. You cannot bring any kind of medication over the counter or otherwise to put in your loved one's room. There are very few exceptions to this rule, but just assume that you need to bring all medications to the staff in an assisted living, personal care, or memory care. Even Aspercream, Metamucil, things like that are something that you should leave with the team members. Again, this could be a violation that could cause a problem for the community if they get caught. Do not bring a toaster oven. Most communities are going to tell you that up front. Toaster ovens have an element usually that can burn the skin and be very dangerous and cause fires. And I've actually seen a fire start in a toaster oven. Okay, next is glass tables. Do not bring a glass coffee table, end table, or anything of that nature to that type of community. I don't even want to go into the stories that I know, but just trust me that it is a dangerous thing. You mix people that have a fall risk with glass, it isn't pretty. Next on our list is priceless objects. If you have something that's been in your family for many years and means a lot to you, whether it's a grandfather clock, a pillow, or just some trinket, please do not bring it. It is something that needs to remain at home. Maybe take a picture of it and have that picture framed and put it on the wall if you want to remind your loved one of that item, but please do not bring things that cannot be replaced and are priceless. Next on the list is something very similar to that, and that is expensive jewelry. You may want your loved one to have their wedding band or engagement ring, and I totally understand that, but just be aware that residents have been known to sit and trade jewelry. I actually had a man come in and he said, "I'm so sorry to tell you this, but my mom is wearing a wedding band that does not belong to her. It's really pretty, but I can't get her to take it off. She doesn't believe that it isn't hers." So these things happen, and you're better off just not bringing the item at all. Maybe you can find a fake that looks very similar to it to satisfy your loved one. You do not need to bring a checkbook. You do not need to bring a debit card, and you do not need to bring cash to this type of community. Talk to the office about how to pay for outings and such, but generally speaking, having cash or any of those types of things just creates anxiety because your loved one is going to want to make sure that they're safe and not messed with. I've seen people move the same $10 bill 20 times a day to try to protect it and keep it safe. You want your loved one to feel at home and safe in their new environment, so you're just better off not bringing those types of items. Unless you are going to employ a dry cleaner who comes and picks up the laundry and takes it and has it dry cleaned, please do not bring items that must be dry cleaned. In a community, there are a lot of accidents that happen. So laundry tends to be done on high heat. It will ruin nice things that need to be hand washed or dry cleaned. And those folks who work in that community, their main job is to take care of people, not clothing. They are focused on the needs of the residents, and unfortunately, doing delicates is not part of that process most of the time. I have seen beautiful, expensive sweaters come out about that big. Now, you can get around that by taking the clothes yourself and having them washed or washing them yourself, or like I said, employ a dry cleaner. But at this point in life, it might be better just to go ahead and buy some more relaxed clothing that can be washed and dried. And finally on our list, please do not bring too many snacks. I know that it seems like something that you want to do. They have a cabinet maybe, or a refrigerator with a freezer. And so it seems like, oh my gosh, let's go to Sam's and let's load up. Let's have moon pies and chips and crackers and cheese, and let's go ahead and make sure that there's plenty of ice cream in the freezer. Here's the problem with that. You are paying usually for 3 meals a day plus snacks from the community. So first of all, you're kind of wasting your money if you do that. Second of all, your loved one is going to sit in their room and they're going to eat moon pies all day long, and then they're not going to go down and have chicken and vegetables with a glass of milk that they should have had. The healthy food that is down in the dining room, and they are not going to go down there and eat healthy food if they eat too much junk. So I'm not saying not to bring snacks, but control what you bring and don't go nuts. All communities offer desserts. All communities offer snacks. So just be thoughtful in when you bring them and how many you bring, and pay attention to how fast they're going. And if they tell you that they're giving it all away to their friends, don't believe them. It isn't true. I hope this list is helpful to you and keeps you out of trouble with your assisted living, personal care, or memory care. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate a thumbs up or a subscribe. It helps other people see these videos so that we can do more good. I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.